Hello, my Padawan learners. We have a special interview for you today with the executive producer for LucasArts and BioWare's Star Wars: The Old Republic. Look now, you will.
My name is Tom Nichols. I'm an executive producer at LucasArts, responsible for our online games. And when it comes to managing The Old Republic, my team is very involved with our partners at BioWare in making sure that this game delivers the first really story-driven MMO.
Our time has come. For 300 years, we prepared, we grew stronger. While you rested in your cradle of power.
One of the announcements we had this week at E3 was that Star Wars: The Old Republic would be fully voiced over. And what that means is that your player character, whether you play a male or a female character, and all the NPCs you meet in the game will all be professionally recorded actors, and you'll hear voice dialogue for all your conversations in the game. What that does is it just provides a much richer, deeper experience for you as the player, and just gets you connected with the decisions that you make throughout the game, whether to kill the captain or save the captain on the ship, and it just brings that level of immersion just so much deeper, and enjoy the game that much more. Star Wars: The Old Republic is set thousands of years, about 3,000 years before the timeline of the movies. It's set about 300 years after the timeline of Knights of the Old Republic for people that played those games a couple years ago. So there are some connections, and you'll see some familiar characters such as HK-47. He may make an appearance in the Old Republic, but the other nice thing about that part of the timeline is that there's lots of Sith, lots of Jedi in the timeline, so players will have that option to play a Sith or a Jedi character right from the beginning of the game. So far with Star Wars: The Old Republic, we've talked about 4 planets that are the origin worlds for the characters as you start the game. Hutta is a starting place for a class, for example, the Bounty Hunter, and it's the home of the Hutts. It's the first time Hutta's ever been 3D visualized in any Star Wars game at all. And so it's an industrial wasteland with totally toxic fumes and gases and pools of crap all over the world. It just looks gross, like you might expect from the Hutt homeworld. We've also talked about Tython, which is the homeworld for the Jedis, and there's some ancient ruins there that were homes for the Jedi centuries even before the setting of the Old Republic. We've talked about Korriban, which is the Sith homeworld. And we've also talked about Ord Mantell, which will be the homeworld for the Trooper and the Smuggler Republic classes. Each planet has a totally different, unique look, totally different conversations and storyline, and that supports one of our key tenets of the game, is that every single class has its own story, which is totally unique. So you can play the game as a Sith character and get all the way to the top of the game, and then re-roll a character and start as a Trooper. And when you play that Trooper, you'll have a totally different experience. No repeated content whatsoever. With Star Wars: The Old Republic, it's fair to say that any good Star Wars game is going to have a space experience. We're still working on the details on that. We'll have more information to talk about that later. So with Star Wars: The Old Republic, we emphasize that we're bringing story to the genre for the first time, but don't worry about all the other stuff. We've got everything else covered. There will be PvP, there'll be crafting, there'll be an auction house and an in-game economy and guilds and parties with your friends and raids, high-level end-world content. All that stuff will be in there as well. At this point in time, we've announced 3 separate classes in the game, and we've also said that there'll be Jedi and Sith playable classes as well. The 3 classes that we've talked about are the Bounty Hunter, which is your iconic Boba Fett kind of experience. He's got a flamethrower, he's got rocket launchers, he's got stun grenades. He has a move that's really cool. It's called Death from Above. You guys might have seen it in the demo, where he puts his jetpack and jumps up in the air and shoots enemies from up on high. We've also, this week we've announced the Smuggler class, which is like classic Han Solo archetype, and he has a very unique system, which is a cover system, which is the first time really a cover system's been put into an MMO. And the other class we've announced is the Republic Trooper, and he's basically a badass with lots of guns and just carries the big guns.